What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? This is Jeff Benjamin with I Download Blog. You can probably already hear it in my voice right now, can't you? Yes, indeed, I'm extremely excited, and there's a reason why that is, and you can see right here on the screen. This is why it is. Auxo 3, ladies and gentlemen, I have it in hand. I've been playing with it for the last 5-6 hours or so, and I've been putting it through its paces, and I have to tell you, I'm super impressed with Auxo 3. I was expecting to be, I don't know, a little let down, I guess, because, where can you go from here? From Auxo 2, yeah, the original Auxo, these were both groundbreaking tweaks that did a lot of good for the jailbreak community. So where do you go after Auxo 2? Well, you don't go far, because Auxo 2 is great in itself. So what you do is you refine Auxo 2 to the point where it's just super streamlined, super refined. The attention to detail is ridiculous, and that is exactly what Auxo 3 is. It is Auxo 2, but with a whole new coat of paint, a whole just ridiculous amount of detail that has gone into this. iOS 8 compatibility, of course, iPhone 6 and 6 Plus compatibility, of course. So Auxo 3, it's not this huge departure from the Auxo previous to it, which is Auxo 2, but it is a very refined release with several new features that you're going to enjoy. We're going to explore some of those here in this video. Now, just a brief refresher of why Auxo is so useful. You have these three pillars. You have the multi-center, you have the quick switcher, and you have hot quarters. The multi-center basically allows you to invoke the app switcher and have control center along with it. So you get your toggles, you get your music controls, you get your brightness and your volume controls. You can swipe between apps just like this, so you can view all your apps, and then you can access apps just by swiping down on the app itself like that, and that is how you switch to an app. So all you do is you swipe up from the bottom of the page to open up the multi-center, and you benefit because you don't have to use the home button at all in this. It is all done using simple swipe gestures, and that is one of the real benefits. And of course, if you want to go over to the first page, and if you swipe up, you'll be able to close all apps in one fell swoop like that. Of course, we won't do that right now because we're recording, but you can do it if you want to. And with Auxo 3, now you can actually swipe on the actual app icon. So if I want to go back to settings, I could swipe on the settings app icon and switch back over to settings just like that. So that is the multi-center. Of course, you can still use all of your toggles and things like that. So if I want to switch the toggles on or off, I can do that just like that. I can use the brightness and volume control knobs there to adjust brightness and volume. I can even tap now on the actual brightness and volume controls like that and do certain actions, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. That's really cool. And of course, you can swipe up to access your quick launcher. And yeah, so we're going to talk about a little bit of that here in just a second. But that is that first pillar, the multi-center. Of course, the next one is your quick switcher. And this is really what Auxo 2 was known for. It's sort of the hallmark feature of Auxo. So I'm going to show you that right now. So all you do is you swipe up from the bottom left-hand corner like this, and that is your quick switcher. So you can quickly switch between apps. So you find the app you want to switch to. So I'm going to switch to Safari and just release just like that. And you can quickly switch. Now, another new feature that's brought to the table with Auxo 3, now you have Y-axis movement on the quick switcher. So now I can move up and down on the switcher. You may say to yourself, like, why is that even necessary? Well, that is so if your finger's blocking the app icon, you can actually see it by just moving your finger. And notice how the app previews above it dynamically adjust based on your movement on the Y-axis. So really cool new feature. Again, attention to detail is the name of the game with Auxo 3. And then finally, that last pillar is your hot corner, which allows you to swipe up from the bottom right-hand corner of the screen like this to go back to your home screen. So that is one of the really big features of Auxo 3, allowing you, or Auxo 2 for that matter, allowing you to get back to your home screen really quickly from any app without using the home button. So notice I just did all that navigation, all that movement without touching the home button one time. So really, Auxo 3 and Auxo 2 before it allowed you to access your phone without having to rely so much on that home button. And that is one of the hallmark staple features of Auxo, of course. So now that you have a good idea of what Auxo 3 does, let's talk about some of the new features. One of the new features can be found in the advanced option. That is Reachable Display. Now, basically, This is what happens when you have Reachable Display off. Notice this. Here's the multi-center. You see something that looks a little difficult to reach by chance? You had those toggles at the top of the screen. You know, if I had my iPhone 5S, that would be no problem. I could hit that. But with the iPhone 6 Plus, which is extra, extra large, yeah, you're not going to be able to reach those toggles without stretching a little bit. So that is the point of the Reachable Display. If I turn that on, guess what happens? Those toggles are placed at the bottom of the screen instead of the top, and I can access those easy, and I can just swipe up to reveal my quick launcher as well. So that makes things really, really easy to access on large screen devices like the 6 and the 6 Plus. Now, I showed you earlier how you could tap on the icon on the circle sliders for your volume and your brightness, but let me show you that a little bit more in depth. Here's your slider actions. Now you can toggle auto brightness with the tap on the brightness icon, or you can set it to brightness minimum, or you can set it to the maximum, and then you can do similar things with the volume. So you can switch to a ringer volume or set volume to minimum or maximum. You can also disable the slider heads up display, so the little volume HUD and the brightness HUD, you can disable that if you want to do that. I'll keep that on, but let me show you now that I've set the brightness to maximum and I've set the volume to maximum. This is what happens when you tap. So I'm going to set the brightness all the way down here, and I'm going to tap it once, and you can see the brightness goes all the way up. And then I'm going to do the same thing for volume, turn it all the way down. Now it's muted, and just tap it once. Let's see. There we go. I didn't want to register my taps there. But you can see the point. This allows you to quickly toggle a specific setting. So if you want to quickly get to brightness, you can do that. If you want to quickly minimize your brightness, you can do that. Say you use your phone at night and you want to quickly get your brightness down. Well, all it takes is a single tap. You no longer have to drag if that's something that concerns you. So that's one of the new features found in Auxo 3. Now, what else can we find here in Auxo 3? Well, now you can access the home screen using the quick switcher. That's a new feature. So I'm going to turn this little switch on, access home screen. So now I just swipe up from the bottom left-hand corner for the quick switcher, swipe over, go back. There's the home. So I can access the home screen using my quick switcher in Auxo 3. Another feature that you're going to find here is inverted hot corners. So inverted hot corners with Auxo 3 will actually invert those two corners. So basically, on the left side, you'll have your home screen shortcut, and on the right side, you'll have your quick switcher. So you basically reverse the polarity of those two options. So now if I swipe up from the left, you go home, and if I swipe up from the right, you access your quick switcher. Pretty cool. Now, no doubt a lot of people want to know, Jeff, how does Auxo 3 work on the iPhone 6 Plus in landscape mode? And I'm going to show you right now. This is my iPhone 6 Plus. In fact, I've done this entire review on the iPhone 6 Plus. But this is the iPhone 6 Plus in landscape mode on the home screen. And I'm going to invoke the quick switcher just like I normally would do by swiping up from the bottom left-hand corner, except this time I'm, of course, in landscape mode. So swipe up from the bottom left-hand corner. Here is the quick switcher. And you can just switch through all these apps just like you do normally in portrait mode. Super simple, super easy. And you can also, of course, invoke the multi-center just by swiping up. Now notice the different layout for the multi-center. You no longer need that reachability view, so to speak, because everything's within reach. The screen isn't that tall while in portrait mode. So you see not only a different design for Auxo 3, but it's done so with a purpose. So it doesn't just regurgitate the old UI elements of the portrait mode layout, but it actually has a brand new layout just for landscape mode, and it fits it really well. And you can still tap on those brightness sliders if you want to do that, or on the volume slider to get to your quick settings that you set up in the advanced options of Auxo 3. Now, I hope I haven't painted this picture of a tweak that can do no wrong. Auxo is not the perfect jailbreak tweak. It does have its flaws like every other jailbreak tweak out there. And one of the main flaws is a flaw that, is a holdover from Auxo 2. And it's not really a flaw with the tweak itself. It's just a flaw with iOS's animation when it comes to switching apps and invoking the app switcher. And this, unfortunately, impacts Auxo 3 when invoking the quick switcher. So I'm just going to swipe up from the bottom left hand corner, and there's just a slight delay when invoking the quick switcher that some people find just ridiculously annoying. I know Cody Lee is one of those. He finds it annoying, the lag or the slight delay that happens when invoking the quick switcher. And I can kind of see why. I mean, it is annoying. You want this thing just to work snappy. I mean, it's an iPhone 6 Plus. It is super fast. But again, it has nothing to do with the development or the design. It's apparently a limitation of iOS that the guys still haven't been able to get past. So there is that slight delay with the quick switcher. Another thing that I noticed, I don't know if this is more of a feature or if this is just a bug or what, but if you go into your settings and then you go into the, where is it? Mail, contacts, and calendars. Where is that? All right, there we go. And then if you go into your, wow, really forgetful. If you go into your show and app switcher section, you have those phone favorites and recents, and that basically shows shortcuts for your favorites and your recent calls in the app switcher. Well, guess what happens when Auxo 3 is installed? Yeah, those shortcuts are no longer present there on the app switcher or the multi-center. So that is something that hopefully, I don't know if it's more of a feature, if it's just a bug, or maybe they just forgot about it, but hopefully that will be addressed in a future update. So those are just a couple of the little flaws or opportunities for improvement, should I say, for Auxo 3. So Auxo 3 is a really, really good tweak. I just can't stress it enough how good it is. It is a very well-designed jailbreak tweak with awesome graphics, awesome design, awesome programming, by the way, and it really works good, and it complements iOS very well. It allows you to do all these different things with just super simple gestures and give your home button a break. If you're a current Auxo user, like say you purchase Auxo 2, well, you can upgrade to Auxo 3 for only 99 cents. Now, if you're a new user, if you're new to the game and you want to get in with Auxo 3, you're going to need to pay $2.99, but, and hear me out, but you get not only Auxo Legacy, the original Auxo, but you get Auxo 2 as well on your purchase list after purchasing Auxo 3 for only $3. So highly worth it if you ask me. And oh, one last thing. This is today the second anniversary of the release of the original Auxo. So 2 years to the day, indeed, 2 years to the day, Auxo 3 is released on the anniversary of Auxo. So yeah, lots of really, really cool coincidences and stuff going on today, December 24th. It is Auxo 3 Day, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, let me know, what are you going to do? Are you going to download Auxo 3? Are you going to use it? Are you going to use that quick switcher? Which features from Auxo 3 do you really like? What features don't you like? Please sound off down below in the comment section and let me know what you plan on doing. This is Jeff with iDownload Blog.